Well, you hear about physical and mental health, but there is such a thing as emotional health. Your emotional well being is tied into relationships and how well you deal with being alone. Some of the loneliest times in your life will actually be in a relationship. And sometimes you may desire to be with someone else, but then when they are by you, you want to be by yourself. You want your own space. Like I was talking to my mother today, and she was saying that she felt alone. And I said, Ma, when uh, my sister is there visiting her, she wants her own space. When you say you struggle with being alone, it's not just a lover. You could say, well, I want a family member, I want a friend to come over and visit me. But after a certain period of time, you want your own space. Having your own space is key to your emotional health. And you have to be honest with yourself. Like I told my mom today, I said, Ma, when my sibling is there with my mother, my mom, they fight. It's just not healthy. And I said, you're actually happier when you're by yourself. I think if you ask yourself, if you look at your life and when you've been in relationships, I think you will find out that you've been happier alone than any other relationship. I remember when I got to my mid 30s and I got out of one relationship and I was doing an evaluation of my life. Because after every relationship that you get out of, you evaluate your life. You see, maybe what did I do wrong? What did they do wrong? You're evaluating. And I remember having an epiphany, like a light bulb moment. When I said, you know what, if I evaluate my life, even though I had fun in relationships, I'm thankful for them, I've actually been happier when I'm alone, when I'm single. I think you should honestly ask yourself that. Are you happier when you're alone? I think many people are. And I think when someone is in your life, you want your own space. Sure, there's moments where you may want to share a special time, a special place, but you want your own door in a house for a reason. There's a reason that rooms have their own door. And that's because you need to close people off from you at times and get your own space. In other countries, in poorer countries, family stays together because they have to for survival economically. When my grandparents migrated over here from Italy, my grandmother was a stay-at-home mom on my father's side. And my grandfather worked. But there was a close-knit Italian community for survival. Okay. Not for really improvement of emotional health. There's a time to congregate and to be together. There's even a scripture that a lot of people play up in the church, like, don't forsake gathering with believers. But I've seen some contention, some backstabbing in the church, the gathering of believers. And at the end of my church stay, after about 10 years, I said, you know what? I'm at the point now where I'm happier not coming to church, if I'm being honest. You have to be honest with yourself. Being honest with yourself is part of going forward. Lying to yourself is part of staying in an unhealthy, unhappy situation. It's bad for your emotional health. Every time you lie to yourself, you stab your emotions. During this quarantine, I think there's going to be more divorces than marriages. I just read today, after 10 years of marriage, Jay Cutler and Kristin Cavallari. Jay Cutler was an NFL player, and Kristin Cavallari had this show on E! Hollywood. They're getting a divorce. After 10 years. Rich, famous, good-looking people. Okay, a lot of you ugly psychopaths, you constantly message me like, oh, why did God make me an ugly psychopath? I want to be hot. Guys, Halle Berry's been divorced. Jennifer Lopez been divorced 3 times, about to get married again. Jay Cutler, okay, NFL player, made multi-million dollars, tall guy with a nice ass. Kristen Cavalier on she's got her own Hollywood show, just like a Kim Kardashian, okay. She gets her nails done, she gets her things, got her own money. She got a tall guy with a nice ass, make nice kids, but they said they grew apart. 10 years is the average life expectancy of a marriage. Never forget it. Or that's the good years. After 10 years, you're basically just a lot of people just trying to stay married just to spite other people. You know, like you ever been friends with someone and they're celebrating their 13th wedding anniversary, not because like they're happy. It's like, look, motherfucker, I stay here. I'm still here. 13 years later, we're still together. It's like just to show people I'm still here. You know, I think a lot of people like to be alone. I do. I think people have a need for connection. I do. I think some people do good in a relationship. I do. I think there's a season of life when you're young and you need to experience it. I do. But I think you also, you don't want to be so particular about your body because you're sharing your body with someone. You're sharing your space with someone. You may want to get fat. You may want to not clean a toilet bowl. You ain't doing that if you're in a relationship. I remember dating, I wasn't dating her, but I was friends with a hot girl. And we would talk about like our own lives and what was going on. And she goes, yeah, I'm seeing this guy. I like him, but he's always coming over my house. And I don't mind that, but I like some days to be by myself. Not because I want to cheat, but because I just want to eat ice cream out of the bowl and I just don't want anyone to bother me. There's tremendous emotional value in being alone. Now, there is emotional value in connecting with people. Okay. I think that's healthy too. But what I want to share with you tonight, when you say you're alone, from today to the end of your life on this earth, I want you to remember this. When you say that you feel lonely, I want you to honestly ask yourself, if someone else was in your life, would you be happier or would you be more emotionally unstable? And then inventory the past years of your life and think about when you've been in a relationship or when you had a family member over. And I think if you're honest with yourself, you say, you know what? I am happier alone. You may still want a connection. It may be still emotionally healthy to call a friend up, to text someone. And like I always tell my guys out there, if you get a text of a pretty girl with a picture, don't think you're the only person getting that text. She texts a lot of guys that pretty picture to get a compliment. Guys, I know girls that have screenshots saved from 10 years ago, okay? They don't know where their electric bill is for this month, but they got screenshots, emails, everything. They got a whole documentation trail. That's just the nature of it. And like I always tell you guys out there, look, a pretty girl wants to be noticed. And every girl wants to feel pretty. And some gay guys in here, they want to feel pretty too. Okay. Everybody wants a compliment. And I agree with what Ryan said. Look, relationships get complicated. I definitely agree with that. That status update, my relationship, it's complicated. It used to be a red flag. Relationships are messy. They're maintenance. They're obligation. They're commitment. They're not just connecting, like waking up, eating cornflakes and passion. Okay, that fades. You have to decide your own life. I don't think everyone should be single. But I think everyone should know that they're going to have to learn to like being alone, or I just want to remind you, and then we'll go to all live comments. What I told my mom today, I said, Ma, you say you're lonely, but when someone comes in your space too long, you like to be alone. Okay. So, and a lot of my seniors out there, okay, it's good to watch a Hallmark movie. It's good to fantasize about the older guy, but not too old, that comes over to fix stuff in your house. But you know damn well, if he was in your space all the time, you would want your independence. You know, it's interesting to me that when you're old in life, the one thing you value more than anything else is your independence. The human wants to be independent. Now, the human also wants to have their cake and eat it too. But I can tell you this, you ain't going to be eating your cake with some dirty drawers on in your house when you're in a relationship. So think about that. Think about what you really want. I'm going to take a hydration break, and I'm going to read all live comments. Click that thumbs up, share the video, subscribe if you're not. I go live on this channel every night around 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see what you got to say. Tom, shout out to California. Hey, Sam. How you doing? Getting hot there? Not really. It's better. It's not winter. 57 degrees Fahrenheit today. It'll be in the 60s starting at the end of this week. So I'm thankful for that. How are you doing, man? How's the weather up in North Cali? Ryan, hello from California. 2 Cali guys here, man. Shout out to Cali. Norma, hey, Sam. I love being alone. Well, 100 emoji to you, Norma. I agree with that. Milano, I saw you in that video today. Emilio's got a new drone video. They live in Miami full-time in their Class B RVs. And Milano, I saw you running, man. Milano, you're in your 60s collecting Social Security. I saw you running on that video. I said, damn, Milano, you're getting in shape, man. You're like the Cuban Rocky down there in Miami, man. I saw, oh, shit, look at Milano, man. You were running. You were jogging. I said, Milano's in shape, man. Milano, you better be careful, man. You're going to get some old MILF down there. It's going to tie you up, man. Milano, man, it was great to see you, man. Emilio, you guys did a great job on that video, man. Blanton, what's up, man? Shout out to North Carolina, South Carolina. What's up, Sam? Blanton knows Blanton got a girlfriend. Blanton does energy drink reviews with his girlfriend. Jelly Jams. What's up, Jelly Jams? Hey, Sammy. Yeah, I seen you jogging, Milano. You did good, man. You look good. Blanton, trying to find an apartment to rent is the worst. I agree, man. I don't like rental. I don't like commitment. I like to nomad it, but is Airbnb still available? With the COVID? It may be, not short term, but maybe long term. Ryan, I prefer to be alone. Me too. So, like, people who get lonely don't like themselves. That's a powerful statement. I would tend there's a lot of truth in that. That's a good comment. Ryan, relationships are too complicated. I agree with that. Tom, 80 degrees summer here. Well, Tom, don't blow up at your coworkers yet, man. Get that money bag. Enjoy the sun and fun and all the Katy Perry girls in California. I like your attitude, man. I met some sweet girls from California. Now, they've also been divorced, so I'm sure they're not that sweet. But they seem pretty nice. Wow. Yeah, jogging. I see you, man. You're working out, man. You look good. You turned 63 today? Well, hold on. We're about to celebrate, man. We're about to celebrate Miami style. Un, dos, tres. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Oh, Milano came here from Cuba, served in the army, moved to Virginia, then went back to Miami because said Virginia too cold. All I can tell you, Milano, you've been a blessing to me. You're a good guy. You've lived a long, good life. You're collecting Social Security now. Money bag to you. You're still able to run. That's a blessing too. 2 leg emojis to you. And I can tell you this, man. You still haven't, I think you're still rendezvousing with wild Colombian girls down there. So, celebration emoji to that. And we love you, Milano. You may see Milano once in a while on the Nomads channel. Milano's been with me since the very beginning. You may see Milano on that guy who does car reviews with the glasses. You may see Milano down in a public park in Miami with his friend Emilio doing drone footage. You may see Milano in a Cuban coffee shop early on a Sunday morning. But whatever you do when you see Milano, maybe you'll see Milano in BJ's. Milano, what was the gas today in BJ's? What's the price? They should have gave it to you free. Milano, all we could tell you is we love you. Okay, we appreciate you. Milano, you are a good guy. And we're so thankful to have connected, to be in a relationship virtually. Always encouraging. Milano's got a good sense of humor. positive attitude. He loves dogs. Gas is $1.39 with your membership at BJ's. Milano, did anyone give you a piece of cake today? I hope someone did, Milano, because you're appreciated, brother. We love you. So, Milano, I just want to thank you, man. I want to thank you for being yourself. He loves cats and dogs. I want to thank you for all that you do. And we love you, brother. Happy birthday and many more. I will be down in South Florida soon. Keep it warm for me. Don't take all the Colombian girls. A lot of people are celebrating you right now. Yeah, his real name is Manolo. I call him Milano because I don't know why. But we love you, brother. God bless you. We love you so much, man. Yeah, Milano's single. Guys, when you're collecting Social Security, you don't want to split that check. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. You made it to the promised land, brother. God bless you, Milano. We love you all our heart. All right, let's continue to read live comments. 63 Milano, and Tom says, happy birthday, Milano. Cheers. He gave you a beer emoji. Jelly Jam says, I just got out of a 5-year relationship, and I feel great. I love being home alone and having my peace. Well, I hear that. Just remember, the first breakup never lasts. You're probably going to go back for some dick, okay? And then you're going to totally get depressed again. Your emotional health is going to be horrible. Then you're going to go back to eating chocolate and cheese and say, you know what? Ain't nothing worth that. So what I can tell you is, Jelly Jams, you may go back and forth a little bit, but you're only ready to move forward when you change your phone number, in my opinion. So change your phone number and never look back. Don't just block his email account. Don't just block his number. Change your number. When you block their number, they can call you from a different number. Change your number. That's what I tell you. However, I've been through enough counseling that I know you probably won't listen. However, that's what keeps my YouTube channel growing. There's a lot of people out there fucking their life up, okay, and they got to keep coming back. And so what I can tell you guys, look, I fucked some shit up in my life too. That's part of life. Going from one disaster to another. However, I pray that myself and others learn. And if people don't like it, they can take that thumbs down. They can stick it up their ass. Because guys, girls, I'm single. Okay, so what does that mean? I don't have to worry about what you say. You ain't getting half of my stuff. Okay, if you don't like it, go into a relationship with someone else. And that's why I like being single. You ain't got to take no shit. You know, like when you're in a relationship, you got to say, oh, this person's going to get upset if I die. Guys, go somewhere else. That's what I'll tell you. The single's the best way for me. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you that right now. I hate it. I hate when people want something from me. They want me to be someone they want me to be. I don't have to be who you want me to be. Yeah, that's right. That's right. They keep watching too because they're nasty. And that's why their whole life is a disaster. You know, never really worry about what someone thinks, because if you look at their life, their family probably hates them. Their therapist is like, damn, I hate this person too, but they're paying me. Everyone hates them. Okay. So they come, where do they come for answers? They come to YouTube. And so finally, people on YouTube hate them. And then they go, where can I go? Nowhere. So they create another account. Guys, you could create 1 million accounts. Okay. But the bottom line is, you are always going to be with yourself. I think my man Ryan said it. Someone said it in here tonight. If you don't like to be alone, you don't like yourself. Oh, that's fact. Oh, man, somebody, Milano, we're going to put down a t-shirt. If you don't like to be alone, you don't like yourself. That's truth. Okay. So, guys, what I can tell you is this. Don't get plastic surgery. Get to know yourself a little bit better. Okay. Because people want to control you to the day you die. They want you to be their expectation of you. Okay. I remember I used to get in a relationship, you know, it's like, oh, we're not going to have expectations. Guys, everyone's got expectations, and you should. You should have expectations. But it's an endless hole. You're never going to fulfill that expectation. Because people aren't you and you aren't them. And there's some people I see on YouTube, I wish I can change them. I wish they wouldn't do, but you can't. They are, and I am who I am. So I don't even leave comments on their videos anymore. Okay. You know, I had girls and friends on, I don't call them anymore. They ain't going to change. It's painful. But you ain't going to change either. Shit. So you realize that, like, you have to be fair. You say, I wish this person would be XYZ. But then if you look at your own life, they probably wish you would be XYZ. So what you have to do is say, look, that's who they are, I who I am. And bottom line is, most people you're not going to get along with. As far as like on a real intimate level where you want to share your space. You should be civil to everyone when you're in public, when you're in shared facilities, etc. Now, a lot of people ain't even civil. There's a lot of people that don't know how to get along with others. It's a disaster out there. Let's continue to read. Milano, thank you, brother. We love you. Ryan Lane, happy birthday. Thank you for that, Ryan. He showed some love to Milano. So, happy birthday, Milano. Luciano, shout to Arizona. Diet Coke, cheers. Amen. To all my single people, Luciano got out of divorce. He put all his energy into the gym. That was a smart thing, but never date a girl from a gym. One of my good friends, I got a lot of love and respect for him. He got out of a nasty marriage after 10 years. 10 years is the average life expectancy of a marriage. So he got out of a marriage, and like you, he did a positive thing. He put a lot of his energy into going to the gym. Expensive gym, too. I think he paid too much for it. It wasn't Planet Fitness. It was like some high-end gym. And I would check in on him because I appreciate this guy. And I said, how you doing? And every day, he would get a little bit better. Some days he would have a bad day. But progressively, like he was getting his joy again. He was vibrant. He's finding himself. After every divorce, people say they lost themselves. But this guy was finding himself again. You could hear it in his voice and his mannerisms. Then one day I called him. I said, what you doing, man? He goes, oh, I met someone. Well, he didn't tell me he met someone. He goes, oh, I'm going to XYZ's house. I said, who's that? Oh, just someone. I said, where'd you meet them? At the gym. The gym is a dangerous place to meet someone. I truly believe that with all my heart. My opinion. The gym is the old person strip club. It really is. Okay. I think germs, COVID-19, and two divorced people, they all commingle in the gym. I do truly believe it. What I could tell you, my opinion, never date someone from the gym. I just don't agree with it. Why? I don't know. Just how I feel. I tell you, don't date anyone, period. That's my opinion. I think you should stay single. My opinion. You say, well, how does that make sense? Well, I call that same person now. And are they still happy? Well, they're a good person, but sometimes I say, are you still there? You can't hear any energy in their voice. There's no energy. There's no enthusiasm. They got to watch what they say. Because someone's in the background listening to what they say. That's why I tell you people, go fuck yourself. I say whatever I want. Yeah, I don't want someone to dress me. Someone to, I got to talk like this. I got to do like this. I remember I went to someone's house one time. I was going out with him and his wife. And she was like, oh, you going to wear that? I was like, yeah, you going to wear that? Shit. Guys, I tell you, for me, I'm single for life. I'm single for life. It's just a disaster. Let's take hydration breaks. Continue to read live comments. Milano, happy birthday, brother. Milano, 3 more years, you get Medicare. Milano said, yeah, 139. Ryan B. Sam, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. That's good weather. And I am head in heaven. But shout out to Utah, man. That's good weather. Milano likes cats and dogs. Anyone looking to date a 62-year-old man down in South Florida that's got a good Social Security check coming in. He likes cats and dogs, and he goes for long walks in the park. Milano, leave him your email address if you want these ugly chicks to holler at you. Milano, if you want to start dating again, put your email address in the live chat. I guarantee you get some ugly girls email you. I guarantee you. So that's up to you, brother. That's your call. I'm not going to give out your email address, though. This is the dating game, though. Let me know how it goes. We'll live feed it. I'll live stream. Hey, Milano, we can get Emilio to do like the drone shot of your date, and I can live stream the after date to interview you and interview your girlfriend. Norma, happy birthday, Milano. Milano, simple life, bro. You figured out life. You did a good job with your life. Ryan B, happy birthday. Jelly Jams. Oh, Sam, you're so sweet. Happy birthday, Milano. We love Milano. Jelly Jams laughing good. We love you, Jelly Jams, too. Keep pushing forward, Jelly Jams. Ryan Lane said, no doubt. I agree with that. Shannon. Hey, Shannon. Good evening, Sam. Good evening to you. Heart emoji back. James, what's up, man? Hello to you. Ryan. Single means personal freedom and peace. I could say that's a fact. I agree with that. Milano, thank you all, guys. Milano, we love you. You're a special guy. You're a good guy. Wish there was more people like you in the world, man. Right? Walking in the forest is my gym. I'm not mad at that. I like to go outside for a walk too. Steve, relationships drain the life force out of me. Oh, I think you nailed it, Steve. Good job. I would say that's pretty accurate, in my opinion. Steve says, happy birthday. Good job, Steve. Relationships are a drain. Not just on your energy. Well, not just, on your finances, number one. But let's just say you don't even care about that. On your energy. Your energy is your lifeblood. It really is. If I had to evaluate my life and other people, I would say they're not as energetic when they're in a relationship, especially after like the first 6 months. Again, there are exceptions. There's some people that I really do know they love their family. Well, except when they're quarantined. I know some people, they can't wait to go back to work. That's true. They can't wait to get out of the house. That's true. So I guess a give and take. Come on, what's up, man? 30 and single, money bag emoji to you, and energy emoji to you. About to do motorcycle license. Oh, I love you, brother, but I don't co-sign motorcycle. I lost a friend to a motorcycle, and I think they're the most dangerous thing on this planet. Well, yeah, you don't matter, though. You're single. You do what the hell you want, man. You ride a motorcycle down in Florida with no helmet. They don't, fuck it. You don't have to worry about no one, so I'm not mad at you. Sonia, Sonia wants to be in a relationship. She's a girl living in New Jersey. Her parents want to basically arrange a marriage for her. She migrated, I think her parents migrated from India. So I dated an Indian girl and an Asian girl. And that culture, they try to arrange marriage, man, and family, everything. So she got pressure on her. And Sonia's a hopeless romantic, okay? However, Sonia also realizes she needs her own space. So let's see what she's got to say. I feel it's important to experience romantic relationships at least one time in your lifetime. I agree with that. I experienced it once, twice, 3 times. I said, this is enough for me. Yeah, Sonia says, oh, you live in Connecticut? Well, shout out to you. Sonia, we love you. I hope you meet a good guy if that's what you want. I love you. I want the best for you. James, I'm working on M1 license too. Oh, is that a motorcycle license? Well, hey, guys, if you're single, well, whatever, even if you're married, that's up to you. Everyone should have the right to do what they want. I was never a motorcycle guy. I don't like it. Just too dangerous for me, but that's just my opinion. Don't mean you have to listen to me. Norma, I like being single. Yeah, I know that's right. Because I did not like how everything had to be a committee meeting. Oh, to be dividing burdens. Burden's a good word. Also increased worries. If you want to add worry to your life, get a dog, get a spouse, and then have children. You'll never stop worrying. If you say, Sam, I don't have enough worries in my life, that's okay. Have children. Have a spouse. Have a relationship. Would you want to be lonely and carefree, or in a relationship and never stop worrying? Really, the reason you have a partner is to make you stop worrying. And they got to calm you down. I don't want to calm anyone down. If you want to worry, go ahead. I don't want to deal with you. It's a disaster. James says yes. Norma, I used to think something was wrong with me, but now I'm embracing thy freedom. Good job. Yes, I agree. Romance is a good experience. You got to juice it up a little bit, but so is this, guys. Get you a vibrator, some magical juice gel, and what I can tell you is you can romance yourself. But it is good to experience the contact once in your lifetime. Norma, I've actually been single most of my adult life. Congratulations. I think that's a win. Milano's single right now. Anyone looking for a good-looking guy, 63 years old, can still run. Okay, got a social security check, and he loves dogs. Guys, email Milano at Miami Milano at hotmail.com. Miami Milano at hotmail.com. You can email Milano. I'll let them know that you're willing to date it if you meet the right person. But send a picture. Okay. Sonia, I love watching Hallmark movies. Yeah, guilty pleasure. There's nothing guilty about it when you're single. You're not cheating on anyone. Now, if you were watching the Hallmark channel and you were in a marriage, then you could basically say, you're cheating on your husband because you wish you would be like the guys on the Hallmark Channel. But when you're single, you're just wishing on a star. There's nothing wrong with that. Brent, good to see you, brother. Shout out to Brent. I didn't know he was born in Palm Beach Gardens. That's a great part of Florida. He moved to Canada, successful career. He bought a piece of property recently in Florida, and now let's see what Brent got to say. Variety is the spice of life. That's true. That's a good point, Brent. Brent, are you married? I think you're married. Are you married, Brent? What's your take, Brent? PBG, born and raised. Yeah, Palm Beach Gardens. That's a good part, man. Palm Beach County. I love it. You're married? Brent, how long have you been married, man? Did you hear about Jay Cutler and Kristen Cavalieri breaking up? Yeah, email Milano at MiamiMilano at hotmail.com. Brent's been married 10 years. Damn, Brent, close your ears, man. I was just telling people that the average divorce happens after 10 years of marriage, in my experience. That doesn't mean it's going to happen to you. Milano, Brent, is your wife from Canada or from Florida? If she's from Canada, you may stay together because you got universal health care. It seems more family-oriented. Yeah, you get an itch after 7 years of marriage. Oh, she's Canadian? You're probably going to stay together. I don't know, man. I think Canadians a little bit healthier society. Just too cold of weather. Oh, via Hong Kong, got an Asian girl. That's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, you got a good mix there. That's good. Yeah, I did. Well, I can't say from Hong Kong. I dated a girl from, was it Taiwan? Something like that. I've dated a variety of different girls from different backgrounds. It was a great experience. But after a couple breakups, I said, Sam, for me personally, I'm actually happier being alone. I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting thing. So, I don't know, man. I guess, everyone has a different way to look at life. I think that's true. I think everyone has different goals. Yeah, Brent likes to be alone too. Yeah. It's tough, like when you're single, you have the right to be alone as much as you want. When you're married or you're in a relationship, your time is divided. Like you don't have the right to say, I want to be by myself right now. I have met some people that if they're alone too long, it upsets them. So everyone is different. Brent says we need to allow each other to do. Yeah, I agree with that. I actually knew a guy. Brent said that, after marriage, what he realized is that you need time separately to do separate stuff. I worked with a guy. He was a good guy. He seemed like they were happy in a relationship. You never know until you live with someone. But I remember he used to tell me that one of the things they did to keep their marriage healthy was they would take separate vacations. And I said, well, to me, that actually made sense. You get separate time apart. I actually thought that was a good idea. Brent says it's hard. I can hear that because easy to spend too much time together. Yeah, balance is the key to life. That's interesting. Balancing a relationship, balancing their needs, your needs, and trying to find that equal place that brings harmony. Harmony is a balanced life. That's what does harmony mean? Harmony means peace. Peace is found through a level of balance. Buddha, who was like an Asian philosopher, he pretty much said that the key to enlightenment is balance. Now, balance is individual because we're all different people, right? I often give the parable, like you go in a Taco Bell, some people want to eat hot sauce with their taco, some people want mild, and some people want Diablo hot sauce. Everyone likes different amount of something, right? So for me, it may be balanced to have hot sauce. For other people, they may want mild. For some people, they want Diablo hot sauce. It all depends, Brent says, but at some point, you know what your partner will say before they say it. Oh, that's true. That's true. Brent says, yeah, I remember Chris Rock. He had a good skin. Chris Rock got divorced. Yeah, I remember that, Brent. Did you know Chris Rock got divorced? Guys, a lot of famous people have been divorced, man. Forgive me for saying the name wrong. Dayat, relationship is not about being physically stuck on top of each other 24/7. Loneliness disappears when we connect to each other from our hearts. Damn, man, that sounds like poetry, man. That sounds like you had to write that in a birthday day card. But I'm not mad at you, man. If you're happy, I'm happy for you. For me, I keep it simple. I'd rather be alone. I know it doesn't sound like sophisticated like you just wrote, but I'd rather masturbate in the sock and be by myself. But I appreciate your comment. Brent, balance is key. That's 100 emoji. Brent says everything in moderation. That's true. Even moderation. That's true too. Personally, he goes, I don't think humans are made to live an entire life together. That's an interesting comment, man. Yeah, I struggle with that. That's an interesting comment, man. I saw my grandparents again when they migrated over here from Italy. You know, they were of that mindset. Again, you come to a foreign land, you stay together because family's everything to survive. A stay-at-home mom, my grandmother was, my grandfather worked. They were married 50 plus years. And like at the end, like, you know, they would kind of like take care of each other. But being old is tough. And I think being old with someone else, to my experience, is tougher. You know, I know my grandfather was devastated when my grandma died. Some of it was guilt, just like me after my dog. And some of it was like, then if you are with someone your entire life and then they die, what's the rest of your life like? Yeah, it's a big burden, man. I don't know, man. Again, to each their own, guys. To each their own. But for me, I just see more value in a detached life. Less worry. Maybe because I'm a high energy person. Like I have a lot of thoughts and I don't want to add more unnecessary worry. Like that's why I like minimalism, right? Because I don't have unnecessary burdens on my mind. Like I don't have to worry about a water heater. It sounds stupid. Like, you know, there was some asshole left a comment on my channel the other day. He goes, I don't understand you. You're going to work your whole life and you got nothing to show for it. But obviously he doesn't listen to my content. I had a house for 15 years. I had a luxury car. I had nice stuff. But I was unfulfilled with that stuff. For a season, it was good. But after a while, it just brought more burdens, more worry. I have to clean the leather sofa. I have to worry about the water heater. I have to change the sink. I have to, paint the crown molding. I don't know. For me, it's just more mental anxieties. Now, for some people, that may be an outlet for their energy. Like there's some people, like if they own nothing in this world, they would go crazy because working on their house is their therapy. See, I didn't understand that either. Like for me, working on my house is like a jail sentence. For some people, working on their house is therapy. Now, maybe get them away from their spouse. But for me, I despise maintenance. I despise cutting a lawn. I despise taking care of siding, anything like that. So to each their own, but I think each person has to evaluate that. Let's continue to read these live comments. Yeah, Brent says monogamy is hard. That's true. Anthony, Bree, 21 years old, never had a girlfriend. Well, that's tough, man. I would say, yeah, you do want to experience love a couple times, but it's a very tough thing to get out of. Like, it's easy to have someone come live in your house, hard to get them out. It's hard to find love, but then when you find it, it's hard to get out because eventually it goes sour. So I hope that you do get to experience it, especially now, like I said, with the quarantine and everyone having to wear a face mask. This is a win for all the ugly psychopaths because, guys, everyone's wearing a face mask. You could pick up hot chicks. You know what I mean? So, but you have to be very careful because it's hard to get out of a relationship that you once said you love someone. Very hard. It's like a death. Getting out of a relationship where you once told someone you loved them, it's like basically saying that even though they're still alive, they're going to be dead to you. And that's very hard for people to accept, and that's why they keep their number. That's why they don't change their phone number. Like, that's why Jelly Jams, she just broke up with her boyfriend. She's loving it right now, but I guarantee you his number is still in her phone. She still has her same phone number. And a month from now, when the quarantine is lifted and she's lonely on the weekend, she's going to text him. Or he's going to text her. And they're going to hook up. And it's going to be a disaster. Okay. Now, I don't wish that on her. But like my man Brent said, what I agree, Drake had a song about it. You can't have it all. We want it all. I want a home base and maximum freedom. You can't have that. I love you, Jelly Gems. I've been there myself. Let's continue to read this interesting night tonight. Love to you too, Anthony. I wish you the best, brother. You'll find love, man. Just remember, don't have kids. Experience love without kids, and then if you really want to still have kids, then have kids. Love to you, Anthony. Ryan, Nicole. Hello, Sam and everyone. Thank you for the video. We love you, Nicole. Great to have you. Don't forget to wish our guy Milano happy birthday. He's 63 today. Milano is single and ready to mingle. Milano, you still in here, or did you get a email from some hot chick? Well, she probably butt ugly, but on YouTube, she got a hot avatar. Milano, you can email Milano at miamimilano@hotmail.com. Okay. And if you want to date Milano, you got to send in a picture. Recent picture within the last 6 months with no filter. Okay. And don't take a screenshot of some model. Milano's in here. Milano, what type of girl do you like? Put it in the live chat right now. I'm going to hook you up with a girlfriend, man. Now, I'm not going to do that to you, but we gotta get some type of entertainment on this channel. So I think my views would go up, Milano, if I put you on a dating game, okay, and I find you some hot chick or some butt ugly chick. It'd probably be more views if I get a butt ugly. And you tell me every night on this live feed, we can stream like after the date, we can interview you and the girl. We can Zoom it. We can do on Zoom. So Milano, you up for that? What type of girl do you like right now? You like tall girl, short girl? Do you like overweight girls? I know some people like overweight girls. Let us know, Milano, in live chat. We'll hook you up. Anthony, Jesus is the ultimate fulfillment. Now, I love Jesus. Okay, I read the Bible many times. But what I can tell you is, I think you need masturbation. You need porn. But I'm not mad at you, man. I love Jesus. Brent, I regretted buying my house in Toronto. That's okay, brother. Within a month of moving in, he says, but it has turned out okay. After 18 years, oh yeah, you probably got equity in that, man. Yeah, you hung in there, man. You figured it out. Ryan, being brain injured, I'm sorry to hear that. No woman I've been with understands how to handle that. Well, you're better off, man. I met some psychopaths on YouTube, some girls. Like they're Rain Man brain injured. Like they tell you, like, oh, I got this disability, I can't work, I got a brain injury. 1 minute they're sweet, next minute they're nasty. And like they say, like, oh, I'm disabled. But then like you short them 50 cents and they turn to Rain Man. They know how to do like mathematical algorithms. So one is, I'm sorry to hear you have a brain injury. But two is, obviously you still have great mental ability where you could type a sentence that we could fully read and understand. So you definitely have mental capacity. And look, Jay Cutler, he doesn't have a brain injury, and he used to play NFL quarterback. He had a couple concussions, but he still got a divorce. So, I don't know, man. But in my opinion, too, if I was giving advice to someone, I would say, yeah, never date someone with severe mental issues. I would say that, if I'm being honest. Now, all of us have mental issues, okay? However, if someone is constantly depressed with severe anxiety, I don't think you want to be someone's therapist. Like, I remember there was a couple girls when I started getting to the MILF game. They say, Sam, I look at you like my therapist. I said, oh, shit, here we go. I'm not going to get in the panties, and I got to give free advice. And they're not going to take the advice. Don't be someone's therapist, guys. If you need therapy, you should go to a therapist. And it should be a relationship like a personal trainer at the gym. A personal trainer at the gym is giving you instruction only so that you can eventually work on things yourself. That's the same thing a therapist is supposed to do. But a lot of people go to therapy and it's just like, it's their emotional relationship. And they just drag the therapy out. You know, I knew a family member that went to like physical therapy for some disability, physical and mental. And I remember like at the therapy place, the lady said, look, we got to give you this free t-shirt and told you graduated because there's nothing else we can do. Everything that we've taught you, you can do on your own at home. You got to stop coming here. And they gave her a free t-shirt like you're a graduate and they kicked her ass out. At a certain point, like, yeah, you got to like, you know what I mean? You got to go out on your own. You can't try to help. Yeah, I don't want to say you can't try to help people. But you go down a dangerous road when you try to be someone's therapist, when you try to think you can fix someone, because you're not going to fix them. You're going to destroy your emotional health. Why does a house have doors? Because people need their own space. Every room has a door. The most important thing on any house is the door. Front door or bedroom door. Every time you think that you're lonely and you want a relationship, I want you to look at the door in your room. And I want you to remember how many times you closed that door to be by yourself so you can decompress. So you can collect yourself and work your thoughts out in your head. Or masturbate, whatever. The door is a barrier from you and others. And I've been to some family members' house, they stabbed the door trying to get to the other person. Some people, when you put up boundaries and you close the door, there's violence. But it always takes two to tango. There's always an instigator who starts a fight, then runs in the room and closes the door. They're a disgrace. Never try to help them. An instigator is the worst type of person. I really believe it all my heart. If you say, Sam, give me a red flag of a type of person that will destroy my emotional health, I say never be around an instigator. Not just someone who starts fights, but someone who pushes buttons on you emotionally. Oh, it's a dangerous person. More dangerous than Donald Trump giving doctor advice. Okay. Guys, don't take hydroxychloroquine, okay? And don't inject Lysol into your body, because both of them will kill you. And never date someone who presses your emotional buttons. Okay. Oh, it's powerful. Let's take a hydration break. We'll continue to read live comments. Don't forget to email Miami Milano with a picture attachment, and we're going to live stream his first date. Let's continue. We love you, Ron. Brent, but it has turned out okay after 18 years. Brent, you learn to minimize the maintenance and make it less psychologically taxing. Oh, that's a good word. That's exactly how I feel. Maintenance is psychologically taxing, but I guess if you break it up in maintenance intervals and you stay on top of it, it's less taxing. That's true. Norma, most people measure success by possession, Sam. That's true. I did too at one point. That viewer is probably young and truly doesn't understand. That's true. I knew that, and I appreciate you sharing that, Norma. I don't know. Even when I had stuff, and I definitely wanted stuff. I don't know. I was never. I don't know. There's a time for everything, I guess, in life. That's true, Brent. I would prefer to be as free as a bird. I like that. I got a bird right here. But marriage and kids really entangle you. That's true. Sometimes I get concerned when people, like I say, when I do one of my videos about living in a car, and some of the viewers go, man, living in your car is the way to go. And I always reply back because I don't want people to be disillusioned. I said, well, do you live in your car, and how long have you been living in your car? And they go, no, I'm not living in my car now, but I would like to. So I just tell people, don't forget, like, guys, living in your car isn't, it's good, it's got downside too. Okay, so it's an interesting thing. Let's continue. Entangle is the right word, Brent. I remember, I'm still looking at a home base. I may get one. But I remember when I was looking at the first home base, RV lot in Florida, there was a guy who left a comment on my channel. He said, Sam, just be careful. Don't get too entangled. Because a property does bring entanglements. Now, I may be at a point in my journey where I'm ready for a little bit of, I hate to use the word. I'm even getting scared saying the word entanglement, but it's true. We got to see. Anthony laughing. We love you, brother. Brent. And it's not all bad. Well, that's true. That's a good balance, Brent. Yeah, that's probably a little bit where I'm a little bit, well, I could say weak, or where sometimes I'm a little bit short-sighted. I mean, I'm very passionate when I come across some points, and I have to be to get myself worked up to do stuff. But, like, never forget, like I was just saying the example about living in your car, never forget that having a house is not all that bad either. Okay, if it's a house below your means, if it's a small enough house to manage, okay, and if it's where you want to live, that's how I really feel. At this point in my life, I would never recommend to buy a house where you don't want to live, that's above your means and too big to manage. However, if it meets those criteria, it's not that bad. Okay, so that's what I would tell you. Yep, and Brent, you're right. You can't have it all. Jelly Jams, we love you. Jelly Jams, I don't miss the dick yet. Well, hey, I hear you. One day you will. But for then, just keep being you. We love you, Jelly Jams. God bless you. Anthony, happy birthday, Milano. Yeah, Milano, we love you. Anthony, blessings to you. Jelly Jams, love you back. You're a blessing, Jelly Jams. And it's not easy to get out of a relationship. Just hang in there. You take life one day at a time. We love you. Nicole, happy birthday, Milano. Anthony, Milano. Tony, Milano, talk to our man Cameron. Oh, Cameron's from Kansas. He can hook you up with 2 girls. Yeah, Cameron likes to have sex with prostitutes. But he was trying to get out of the prostitution game because he said it was unhealthy for him. So I don't want to tempt Cameron, because Cameron's a good guy, man. So, like I had someone today left a comment on, I did a video about paying for sex, and that when you pay for sex, a lot of times you're supporting like women being abused for women trafficking, etc. And there was a guy comment on my channel. He goes, I don't care. To be honest with you, I don't care if the prostitute's getting abused or not, because I've been hurt by so many women. I said, well, go fuck yourself. It's not their fault that you're emotionally battered. You should do the work of your own life. What type of person says that? An unhealthy person. That's true. Anthony, laughing. I'm dead. It's good to laugh. Laughter is good for the soul. Norma's laughing too. Good. Anthony, I love your damn channel. Thank you. So balanced in your perspective. Thank you very much, Anthony. Milano, Sammy, what about the guy, Aaron Hernandez? The guy from the Patriots that killed the other guy? Yeah, he was American football tight end. I remember him. From the New England Patriots, National Football League, and convicted murder. Disaster. Milano, that guy destroyed his life. That's sad, too. It really is. Ryan, I am lucky. Every day is good. Good job, Ryan. I'm above ground and my heart's beating. Brother, you're smart, too, man. Like, you're still putting together good sentences and stuff. Ryan, you're in good shape, brother. We love you, and I appreciate you sharing, man. Norma, oh, yes, Sam, I agree. Oh, instigators destroy everything. Norma, me and you on the same page. Brand, happy birthday, Milano. Big wigs. What changed your perspective with regard to equating material possessions with success? That's a good question. I would say after I got past the age of 25, I looked around at my life and I was working hard. I was working my main job. I was starting a business, and I was working on the side on the weekend. All to acquire things and all to impress women and people. When you hit your mid-20s, you have to ask yourself, why are you working so hard, or why are you trying to acquire things? Is it just to impress people? And most of the times it is. It's to impress people and to impress women, or to impress the opposite sex, or impress your family. And there's nothing wrong with that for a season. And it makes you feel good. It made me feel good to do good for myself. But after 25, it didn't make me feel good anymore. It was a burden. No, I didn't sell everything at 25. I started to downsize on my type of car. Mr. Smith, $2 super chat. Love is a chemical high to trick you into breeding. Well, Mr. Smith just got out of a marriage and he got child support. So I hear that, brother. God bless you. We love you, Mr. Smith. Don't worry, Jay Cutler, who's an NFL player, he got a divorce today from Kristen Cavalier, who's an entertainer. We love you, Mr. Smith. Thank you. But when I was 25 and this light bulb came up, really the light bulb started to hit again when I didn't want a relationship anymore. And then I didn't want to impress people anymore. I didn't want to hang out anymore. I wanted to be by myself. I got a dog and I wanted to be by myself. didn't sell my house. I didn't have a desire to sell my house. I didn't have a desire to sell my stuff. But I started with downsizing my car. And then when I started to work on myself, because when you're by yourself, you can start to work on yourself. When you're in a relationship, you don't have time to work on yourself. That's fact. As I began to work on myself in my late 20s, and then definitely into my early 30s, I started working on my health. I started to understand the emotional psyche of a human, which equates into mental health, spiritual health. I started to ask myself, well, Sam, what do you want out of life then? You know, because there was a certain part of my life where what I wanted out of life was to be the man. Drive a nice car, have a nice house, have nice things, have a hot chick, be the man. You know, like society tells you, be a Donald Trump. You know, Donald Trump is successful, not because he has good relationships with people. He's been divorced 3 times. His ex-attorney says he was a scumbag. But we look at him as successful because he's acquired stuff. And that's how you look up to things. But as I started to work on myself, I said, Sam, what do you want out of life? And that's a tough question to answer, man. Tough question. And I said, well, I want to live somewhere that makes me happier. By the beach. I really found being by the ocean was inspiring. I started to enjoy going for a walk outside, but even more so when I was by the beach. And then I said, well, there's some nice places, in the summer by the beach, but I started to dread winter. And then I started looking online. I said, what's the warmest place in the United States of America in the winter? And then that was Florida. And I've been to Florida a couple times. I had a couple friends there. And I started to take vacations to Florida in the winter to see the difference. And it was a big difference. Climate, culture. And then I met a girl. Okay. And then I took 2 steps backwards. And I sold the simple car I had paid off. I leased another luxury car. And I got right back into a little bit of the rat race. Mr. Smith, $2 super chat, child support. I have a vasectomy with no kids. Well, damn it, brother. I apologize that I put that on you, man. Good job. I don't know what made me think about that, Mr. Smith. God bless you, man. Well, you're doing good, man. Money bag emoji to you. God bless you, man. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Good job getting a vasectomy. But like many times in life, you take a step forward and you take 2 steps back. So I had lost a bunch of weight in my early 30s and I was getting my life together. I was going on this self journey. And when you get your shit together, guys, that's attractive as hell. You know when all the people are going to want you when you start loving yourself, when you start enjoying being by yourself. Because then people say, why is this guy happy? They want to be happy with you. They're miserable. Oh, guys, I hope you're paying attention to this part. So I'm walking around. I'm starting to really get encouraged about life. I'm happy. I'm juiced up again. And I met this hot Asian girl and I got seduced. But I played the part. I don't blame her. I played the part too. And I took 2 steps back. And that took about 2 to 3 years to get out of and recover from. And then when I got to my mid-30s, I said, Sam, you're only going to get so many chances at life to reset your life. And the Lord spared me in some things that could have really set me back. You only get so many chances at life. And if you're lucky enough to wake up in the middle of your life and have another chance to reset your life, don't waste it. So I woke up and I was 35. I just got over. I said, that's it. I said, one is I realized that I'm happier in life by myself, not in relationships. And I didn't blame the relationships. I didn't blame the women. I was very thankful for every woman that I ever known. I take accountability for my life. I'm not one of these bitter men go their own way guys. But I did an evaluation. After every breakup, you do an inventory of your life. And I looked around. I said, you know what? That's it. I'm going to get rid of this expensive car. I'm going to downgrade my car again, and then I'm going to take it another step. I'm going to start throwing stuff out in my house I don't use. I'm going to take another vacation to Florida, and I'm going to seriously look at what will it take to get me down to Florida and to reposition my life to live a simple life by the beach with not a lot of bills. Because I said, Sam, if you're not going to get married, if you're not going to have kids, if you don't care about impressing a lot of people, why do you have a house bigger than you need? Why do you have a car nicer than you need? Live a simple life, explore some creative options, and live by the beach. I said, that's what I'm going to do. Now, that took another 2 years. Okay. I started to apply for remote jobs. Took me a couple years to get that. I failed at a couple interviews. It took me a couple years to throw out everything and sell my house. And then eventually, once I sold my house and I took a couple more vacations to Florida, I said, that's it. What am I going to do now? And I had an option. Either I was going to buy a house in New Jersey by the beach, or I was going to wait to see if I can get a remote job, or I was going to eventually get a job in Florida. And I said, Sam, well, don't buy another house in New Jersey because you don't want to live here. Buying a house is like getting married, and that's truth. And that's when I started to look at YouTube and downsizing, and I found the RV life, and I found people living out of their van stuff. And I said, I could do that shit. I saw Bob Wells taking a shit in a bucket. I said, that shit you don't have to be a rocket scientist to live in your car, man. And as I started to get rid of stuff in life, what I found is my emotional health became, I'm cautious to use the word better, because as you get older, you're not as vibrant as you were younger. Like when you're younger, you can go through a lot of things and you spring back. As you're older, you can only go through so many things because you got wear and tear on your mind, body, and your soul. Every relationship takes a toll on your soul. You'll never be the same after a relationship, even if it ends badly or good, doesn't matter. And I wanted to see how free I could get from the burdens of this world. You can only get so free from the burdens of this world while you live in the world. So that's why I still make videos about I hate life, or it's a bad day, it's a good day. I try to stay positive, but I try to be honest. But what I found is I am my happiest while I'm by myself and I have as least commitments as possible. I am as least attached to this world as possible. I'm a free spirit. And when my soul is free, even if I have a bad day where I have stress, anxiety, or worry, that the freedom that I have in other aspects of my life allows me to dissipate that nervous or negative energy. See, when you have a problem with your house, your job, or with life, and you have someone else that you live with or that you're in a relationship with, you don't have that much space to dissipate the negative energy. So that negative energy gets projected on them. And then they project it back on you, and then it's a tit for tat. And then it's a divorce or a breakup or just someone looking at you nasty. I don't want any of it. So for me, it's just a quest to live a life in peace. My favorite part of the church, in the Catholic Church at least, was when they used to give the part of the Mass when they say, peace be with you. I like peace, guys, I do. And I have more peace living in my car. I'm in a public parking lot than I would in a house with someone else. That's true. That's what I told my mom today. My mom was, sometimes she invites me to sleep in the house or sleep. I said, Mom, I like to be by myself. I make sure I spend time with her and I show her respect. I make sure she's okay. But I tell her the same thing. Like she said she missed like my sister or whatever. I said, look, Ma, check in on her, but you're happier when you live by yourself. Some of the worst days I called my mom, she was fighting with my siblings. I said, Ma, you do good when you're by yourself. Don't imagine life different than what it is. And sometimes we think to help someone else, we have to get them in a relationship. Like I'm trying to hook Milano up right now. But Milano's happy. So if I hook Milano up with some chick on YouTube, it would probably destroy his life. Now, it'd probably make my views go up. Okay. But it'd probably destroy his life. Now, I don't want to do that, but Milano, if you're game, email Milano at miamimilano@hotmail.com. Attach a picture. Let's take a hydration break. Click that thumbs up, guys. All right, let's continue to read. Go back to the comments. Nicole said happy birthday. I've read that. Anthony, laughing good. Norma, laughing good. Anthony, oh, I read that too. Thank you, Anthony. Milano, oh, I read that too. Brent said happy birthday. I read Bigwigs. That was the last one. Tom, I can see you set up Rusty, but in Florida. Yeah, Rusty, that's his personal choice, so I didn't leave a comment. But he upset me when he cut down those trees. And there's been a couple of videos where I don't vibe with Rusty anymore, but that's his channel, so I respect it, and I don't leave negative comments on it. I learned from that. But I did find a place last year in Florida that was almost exactly like Rusty's. And there was one of those properties I kind of regret buying, but I would have had to mow the grass a little bit. So, but I feel now that if I find the right property, I'm kind of ready. You know, like the past couple years I've been looking, I kind of really haven't been ready. I feel now if I can find the right thing below my means in the area I want, I'm kind of ready. I'm not in a rush, but I'm ready. Thank you, brother. Mr. Smith, I love myself. Good job, Mr. Smith. Thank you again for the tips. That's enough for me. Loving yourself is the key to everything in life, man. God bless you. Juliana, our beautiful Australian lady. I love the Australian accent. Button pushers, baiters, that's a good word, are emotional abusers. I agree with that. Run as fast as you can. Good comment, Juliana. Milano's got a video on YouTube right now where he's running in a park, man. That's a good video. Toyu, hey Sam, it's been a while. Great to have you back, man. I've been busy. Well, I'm glad that you're happy and healthy. When do you think Canadian snowbirds can go back to Florida? That's a good question. I would say by next winter. I don't think a lot of Canadians are going to want to go back to Florida in the height of the summer. So in my opinion, I probably would say by next November, probably, I would think they want, because Florida too, look, Florida makes its money through tourism, and Canadians are a huge part of that tourism market. Guys, I didn't really understand how heavy of an impact our Canadian brothers and sisters, our northern neighbors, are in Florida. When I started visiting Florida in the winter, I said, man, there's a lot of like Quebec and Ontario plates. And then there was a lot of French people. I didn't even know French people were Canadians. And I said, man, and then I started to meet like a lot of Canadians, and I met a lot of cool Canadians. But I'm saying all that to say, Canadians are a big part of Florida's economy, big part. So, and Florida right now, without the tourism, because this kind of happened towards the end of peak season, they're taking a financial hit. So I would say as long as it's relatively safe, I would think by the end of next winter, by the beginning of next winter, November or so, you guys should be able to come. Now, if you own property there, obviously you can come now. Like Brant and I know a couple other Canadians, they own property in Florida. So, well, I don't want to say you can definitely come. I don't know all the rules on that, so I don't want to misspeak. But yeah, bottom line is I think by next November, that'd be my opinion. Tomasco, what's up, brother? Nice video yesterday about living choices. I appreciate that. I don't think I have what it takes to live in a car. Well, you lived in Puerto Rico, man. Some hot chicks there. But maybe a big trailer camper in a low-pressure campground. There you go. Where you can stay for a long time. That's a good... Yeah, travel trailer and a tow vehicle is probably the cheapest way to be a nomad with all the amenities of a house. Because remember, a travel trailer that has a kitchen, a bathroom, and a living quarters, it's a tiny house on wheels. And I looked at tiny houses, but the problem with them is they don't have wheels. Some of them do, but they're not easy to move. And you still have to go to a campground. So for me, I'd rather have a travel trailer. Mr. Smith, thank you again, brother, for showing me love. Yeah, definitely. Love is a chemical reaction. It's a hormone, physically and mentally, emotionally. It's true. Big Wigs, indeed, Mr. Smith. He agreed with you. Brent says, Mr. Smith is right. He nailed it. Love, yeah, it's a brain drug. That's true. That's why a lot of people who are mentally unstable, they're unstable in a relationship. They got a restraining order. I've met those people. Oh, yeah. Let's continue. He goes, attachment is what keeps people together. Well, and I want to make a point. That's why I do think, too, like, if you have a real mental disability, I don't think you should be in a relationship. Because being in a relationship is mentally taxing. I mean, it's hard. So it's like, when you play a video game and you put it on extra hard level, guys, it's going to frustrate you more if you keep losing. Like, I remember playing video games when I was young, and I would kind of always have them on the medium setting. And once in a while, I would try to put them on the extra hard setting. And I would keep losing because I feel like they were cheating. They were tricking me. It was rigged. There's nothing more mentally damaging than playing a video game where you feel like no matter what you do, you can't win. That's like being in a relationship. So what eventually happens is you rip the plug out of the video game and you get pissed. Guys, first shooter games, video games that are too hard, one, are bad for your mental health. Two is dating is like the same thing. I tell you, stay single. I'll tell you. Let's continue to read. Attachment is what keeps people together, and life circumstances and human nature. Yeah, Michael Jackson has a song about human nature. Let's continue. And he goes, human nature pulls us apart. That's truth. And there's nothing wrong with that. Well, I agree with that. Ryan, the only possession I need are family photos. I don't need that. And my bass guitar. Well, I can understand that. Keep playing your bass guitar. I think there's a huge value in music and the creative arts. Now, it don't pay worth a damn, but maybe do a YouTube channel on the side, because creativity, music, arts, poetry, it's good for your soul. It keeps your juices flowing, and that's good. Just hard to make a living off it. Big Wigs, nothing wrong with it morally speaking, but it is depressing when you think about it. Big Wigs, to think that we are just hairless chimps with so many illusions. Well, I got hair. I don't know if we descend from apes or chimps. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know, man. It's an interesting life. Mr. Smith, child support. Yeah, you got a vasectomy. I apologize. I didn't mean to put that on you. You should be happy, Mr. Smith. Every time I see you, man, you should be doing a cartwheel, man. You're living a dream. Juliana, I love you. Josh, Mr. Smith, do you feel any pain after the procedure? I can't speak for Mr. Smith. I'll let him answer that. But I know another guy, a friend of mine who got a vasectomy. He doesn't feel pain, but he has to go for a checkup like every so often to make sure he's still shooting blanks. Josh, also, hi, no, man. Love you, brother. Mr. Smith, also never been married. You're living a dream, man. During our engagement, I found a Durex in her car. Oh, you found a condom in your fiance's car? I'm sorry to hear that. God bless me to be a Magnum user. She cheated with her brother-in-law. Well, guys, here's another thing. Everyone with a small penis, you're winning. Because, guys, you think you got a big dick and you look good, you're going to get a hot chick. Not true. So, like I tell you, with the quarantine, everyone got to wear a face mask. There's a lot of people out here that are butt ugly. They're going to get chicks. Here's the other thing I tell you. You buy a nice car because you think it's going to get you someone. And then the girl is going to end up banging a guy in a beat-up Honda Civic. Guys and girls, like Brent said, it's hard to keep people together. Hard. Okay. So what I could tell you with Mr. Smith, I remember what a viewer of mine told me, but then she left me because I said something must have offended her. The Lord spared me. I think the Lord spared me from being in a relationship. I'm not saying it's bad to be in a relationship, but for my personality, it would be bad. Now, some of you guys say, Sam, I fantasize about you because you're caring, you're smart, you didn't vote for Donald Trump, you like dogs. I could see myself being with you, but I don't want to be with you. I want to be by myself. That's true. So what I can tell you is this, guys. Let's take out this three. If you appreciate this, guys, I appreciate if you click that thumbs up. It's Sunday night, guys. We're getting there. We got to keep pushing forward one day at a time. Josh, Mr. Smith, what the F you? That was crazy. Ryan, God bless you, Sam. I love you, brother. Josh, Mr. Smith, I would have been devastated. Well, me too, man. I've cried over women. Okay, now some women cried over me, but I've been devastated too. It's not easy. But I think the Lord spared Mr. Smith. I really do. Were there any red flags? Oh, I guarantee you she had leopard clothing. Mr. Smith, I want you to put right now in the live chat. Did she wear leopard clothing? I guarantee you she did. I guarantee you. Let's continue. Or did she hide her craziness? Now, don't forget, too, we're only hearing one side of the story. So Mr. Smith is telling us his side of the story. Now, we don't have her in here telling her side of the story. So I want to tell you this, guys, because I dated enough people and I've been friends with enough people. Every person that tells you their side of the relationship, they're only telling you one side. Never pick sides. There's two sides to every story, and we know the third side is usually the truth. Don't get involved in someone else's drama. Don't feel too bad for them. Mr. Smith, we don't know we don't know the other side. I want to be fair and honest with you guys. Be very careful. Very careful. Let's continue. Mr. Smith. She says, Josh, no pain. The vasectomy took 30 minutes. That's quick. And I went back to normal the next day. That's a blessing. You know that feeling when you scratch your balls too hard. And that's what it feels like. Josh. Oh, I got it. Good to know that. It's pretty painless. Guys, vasectomy for the win as soon as you can go back to getting elective surgery. Because right now you can't get elective surgery with the quarantine. Mr. Smith. At Josh. She had more red flags than the Communist Party. Guys, there's even a scripture in the book of Proverbs that said, don't ignore the red flags. Something like that. But she was hot. Yeah, you ignored it. See? You played the game. I did the same thing back in the day. I deserved everything. God damn it, Mr. Smith, you're a stand-up guy. See, that's a stand-up guy. He didn't go men going their own way. He didn't start to bash her. He played the game. She was hot, and he liked that hot. And so, damn it, Mr. Smith, praise the Lord. That's why you're saved. That's why the Lord delivered you, because you're honest. I like that. Oh, I like that. Well, Sammy, same time you started your YouTube channel, right? What happened? Sammy, what's that? I don't know. You've been with me for a while, Milano. You're one of my first viewers. Milano, I think you were with me when I had less than 1,000 subs. That's how I think. Josh, Mr. Smith got it. Don't feel bad, man. A beautiful face and body would do that to a man. We all have our kryptonite. Great thing you got out. Oh, yeah. Mr. Smith, $2 super chat. Oh, my God. Last name is Leopard. I dated some girl with that leopard clothing. My mom got leopard clothing. She got divorced. How do you know? Guys, I've lived life. I haven't been a YouTuber my whole life. That's true. I love you, Mr. Smith. Good job. Thank you. Mr. Smith. Josh, also remember, this is interesting too. It's after vasectomy. You can have kids after a vasectomy. They can extract a sperm from your balls. Getting a vasectomy assures you'll only have kids, damn it, on your terms. Guys, vasectomy for the win. John Settles, what's up, brother John? I miss you, man. Shout out to Boston and our brother John Settles, good man. John, you're married. John, how long have you been married? John Settles, if you want to share, brother, how long have you been married? If you're married, I think you're married. And would you recommend a relationship or being single? I would love to. Brent told us he's been married for 10 years, well, about 10 years. And, he kind of said, like, there's good and bad in both. I want to know, everyone right now that's married in the live chat, is being married worth it? Very interesting. 19 years? Damn, John. John, what do you think? If your wife's listening, don't say anything bad. But if you're in the room by yourself, what do you think after 19 years, man? That's interesting. That's a long time, man. Yeah, I don't know, but everyone's different. Some people are better in a relationship. I don't know if I could do. I know I couldn't do 9 minutes. I'm getting upset right now. Bad, what does that mean, bad? Bad. It's bad times now. There was a guy, Jay Cutler. He plays for the Broncos. He just got a divorce after 10 years. The average marriage lasts about 10 years. So you're like double, man. It's bad now. It's okay, brother. Yeah, see, so today got divorced after 10 years. Well, would you ever feel joy after a divorce? I think you would. You know, I've known people, look, it's going to be 3 years of suffering. Like I say, I took a step back in life. When I was in my early 30s, I got involved in a relationship I shouldn't have got involved in. I played the game, and I took a step back in life, and it took me about 3 years to get out of it, okay? So, yeah, you'll be okay, brother. We love you, John. Yeah, that's an interesting comment, too, because I was actually talking, John, to a mutual friend that we know. I won't say the name on live chat, but he had got a divorce last year. So I said to him, I said, brother, thank God that you got a divorce last year, because if you were still in, he was in an unhealthy relationship, because towards the end of any relationship, that's the worst years. And I said, man, it would have been tough if you were still married during the quarantine, because you have to wait to get a divorce, because the court system and all non-essential things you're not able to do. But here's the good news to anyone who's in a relationship that is waiting to get a divorce but has to wait till after the quarantine. Now you know for sure that it's time to move on. There's times in your life where you struggle with a decision because you don't know if it's your emotions, if it's a moment, or if it's really what you should do. And what I'm here to tell you is, now you know for sure it's time to move on. Like, I remember how hard it was for me to put down my dog. I made an appointment to put her down. And I took her off of work early. And I planned to do it. But then when I got home, I said, I can't do it. I called the vet. I said, look, I know my dog is still sick, but I want to try to wait a little bit longer because I don't want to do it yet. I don't feel ready. And I did that because it's such a hard decision to make a permanent divorce, a permanent separation from someone. You know, because when you get divorced, it's like a death. You know, it's like it's never going to go back. And I remember taking my dog for a walk, and she started throwing up blood. And and then I knew I had to put her down because she was suffering. And so what I tell anyone who's at the end of a relationship where they're going back and forth in their mind, where they don't know if it's the right thing to do to move on, all I could tell you is that when you know there's more suffering than joy, it's time to move on. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be 3 years of more pain. It took me 3 years after the death of my dog, after breaks up. It took me 3 years after certain breakups to feel joy again. You know, but I'm glad I did it, not because it's a happy thing like you to break up or to get a divorce or to put someone down. It's horrible. But in this world, these are the choices we have to make for peace in our soul, for peace in their soul. So that's what I was sharing. And John, I appreciate you, brother. I'll keep you in prayer. And like I said, a friend of ours that I worked with last year went through the same thing. And I tell my mom often, one of the best things she did was get a divorce. Not because I wish that on people. But if there's more suffering than joy, it's time to move on. And love to you, brother. And let's take a hydration break. We're going to read all live comments. Yeah, it's not easy. We're going to get through it, though. We're going to get through it. Big Wigs. Wise words. Fewer needles. Attachments make more stress. Thank you, Big Wigs. Norma, this whole world, this whole talk has been so eye-opening. Thank you, Norma. Josh, Mr. Smith, having that control sound is great. Big Wigs, I got your comment. Thank you, brother. Yeah, less attachments, the more peace. Mr. Smith, I have an idea. Let's start a movement called freedom marriage. Nah, I'm not going to do that. It's where the two live in their own house and pay their own bills. Nah, I won't do that. Men never pay a woman's bills. Same for women. Don't pay bills. Nah, to me, it's like, if you're gonna be in a relationship, you have to be in a relationship. Now, but again, it's like to each their own. Like some people like to dress up and like they like to do S&M sex. So if you find someone that wants to be in a relationship and split everything, then I say go for it. But I knew someone, like I was just talking to John, I knew a mutual friend of ours. He just got divorced last year. And he met this other girl at the gym. He started going out with her, and every date they would split the bill. But then as time goes on, you can't split the bill all the time. And, it's like, it's just not part of a relationship. A relationship is sharing of resources, sharing of time. And if you're unwilling to do that, you're better off staying single. And that's why I tell you, for me personally, I can't speak for other people. I'm better off single. That's true. But good comment. Ryan, I dig and respect you. Well, the mutual respect back to you. Sam, you speak the truth. I do the best I can. I'm not perfect, but I thank you for that compliment. Josh, no, man, my parents been married for 30 years. That's a long time. My parents hate each other. I can understand that. Yeah, they hate each other. They argue, they scream, they should get divorced. My dad is the breadwinner, so my mom's stuck. For that generation, just like I saw with my mom and the grandparents, yeah, when you depend on someone financially, it's hard to get out of that situation. It's tough. They will be stuck together. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Well, Josh, the only good that can come out of that is that you saw it and you know not to try to live that same life. Josh, I got you, man. God bless you. I'm homeless says, what's up, Sammy? What's up, homeless? Norma, laughing. The dating game with Milano is making me laugh. It's going to get me more views. Now, it may destroy Milano's life, but it may get me more views. Milano, don't worry. We're not going to hurt you. Josh, Mr. Smith, I like the sound of that. Norma. Most of the couples I know constantly complain about being with each other. Yeah, Josh just broke that down too. Josh, the government getting involved in love commitment marriage is illogical. I kind of understand why they do, because they try to structure society. Government is trying to structure society. Without structure in society, you have anarchy. If there are no laws, what do you have? A lawless society. If there's no regulation, what do you have? There's a reason why lobbyists go every day to the government to lobby for favors. However, I do agree, but what they're trying to avoid is, I don't know. I don't want to start to make excuses for the government. Bottom line is, it's the game. So if you don't want to play the game, don't get married, just be in a relationship. The good news is, in today's generation, you don't have to get married to be in a relationship. And you shouldn't get married just for a tax break. Just like you shouldn't get into a house just for a tax deduction. So, now look, if you want to have kids, you want to raise a family, that's something you got to think about. But I think just labeling a marriage, I do agree that's, if you want to go to your church or something, that's up to you. But the church is just like a government. I know people that like even in the Catholic Church, to get divorced and then remarried, you got to go through a whole process. Yeah, I think you're better off just going to the justice of the peace if you want to do it legally. But yeah, I don't think you need to be married to be in a committed relationship. But if you're going to have kids, and if one person is going to stay home, I don't know. It's a tough thing. Norma, Mr. Smith, that's kind of marriage. Yeah, that's too much of an entanglement. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Like Brent said, you can't have it all. You either got to be single or you got to commingle. Deb, hey, from Buffalo, New York. Shout out to Buffalo. Shout out to the home of Cuomo. Cuomo's pulling all the chicks right now. Everyone likes Andrew Cuomo right now, except all the psychopaths. Still up here on the front line. I know. I need some sunshine. I can hear that. Respiratory therapy. I can hear that. It's coming. Josh, Norma, planning on starting your massage practice in May? Nicole, Mr. Smith, I would join that movement. Josh, Mr. Smith, are you still dating or have you opted out of the game? Norma, I am waiting longer and seeing if the death rate goes up in Georgia. Dang, I can understand that though. I'm in Maryland right now, so no point in driving back down. I agree with that. Yeah, I would wait a couple months, man. Especially now that it's getting warmer up north. I wouldn't rush to go back down south. Good job, Norma. Mr. Smith says a guy. Milano. Sammy, marriage should have an expiration date. That's kind of what Brent said. Like a driver's license. Yeah. Every 10 years in Florida, I got to get my driver's license renewed. And a marriage usually only lasts about 10 years. So I would tend to agree. But if you're going to have kids, I don't know, man. I agree, though. Mr. Smith, Norm, I hear you. We need more women to preach anti-traditionalism. Well, now that women are secure in the bag and there's vibrators, I think women are for it, too. Norma, dating as first-person shooter game. Yeah, that's a disaster. Norma, Mr. Smith, agreed. But most people do not really want that. I agree with that. Vanessa, hey, Vanessa. I still have hope for it someday. I'm not mad at you. I don't want to steal anyone's hope. Let me say that I have met several people that they have a dream to be in a loving relationship. Never let me or anyone steal your dream. Okay? Just remember, these are just my opinions. And then she goes, I was told that before God gives you Adam, the devil gives you a monkey. I hear you. I can say something crazy, but I love you, Vanessa. And I do believe, look, I don't want to be a cynical person. Now, I got to be honest with my feelings, but they're my feelings. And you have to remember that each of us are on an individual journey. And I don't think it's wise for people to do what I say if it's not what aligns with their soul. So if what aligns with your soul is a loving relationship, that's what you should do. So I can respect that. Mr. Smith, Norma, a lot of women do want freedom. Women only go to traditional route because they get shamed into it. Women are taught they need a man and children to be fulfilled. Yvette, hey Sam, hey Yvette. So today, 3 sides, yours, mine, and the truth. That's true. Norma, this is true. Society has set both genders up to fulfill certain roles, but biologically plays a part as well. Well, the good news about today's generation is I think there's a lot of information out there. There's now equal rights in the workforce where both men and women can have a great career. And people can decide for themselves, like, what they want to believe. Jelly Jams, laughing, I love you. Sam is giving me life right now. Well, hey, you need it. You got your man there. I'm like your virtual man. I love you. Mr. Smith, thank you again, brother. Yeah, she had leopard clothing. I've dated a few. Juliana, so today, so true. John, we love you, brother, and we appreciate you sharing. I'm going to pray for you, brother. You're a good man, a smart man with a good heart. You're going to be fine, man. You're going to be fine. Mr. Smith. Oh, yeah, her last name was Leopard, and she loved Hello Kitty. Oh, destroy it. But I take accountability, and I'm thankful for every woman I've ever been in a relationship with. Now, it's tough when you break up, but I've had my heart broken, and I've broken hearts. So, it's part of life. Love to you, John. You're going to be okay. So today, just divorced after 10 years. I'm sorry to hear that, but thank you for sharing because that will help other people to hear, that other people are going through this. Josh, he gave love to John. Yeah, John, sorry to hear that. Thank you, Josh. Repeat, what's up, man? Yo, Sam, it's worth it. It's been my, I'm sorry. He says, yes, Sam, it's worth it. Been with my wife. Okay. I respect other views. So Repeat is happy. He's been married since 1993. Okay. John, yep, he's going to divorce now. I hear that, brother. We're going to pray for you, man. Josh, so today, sorry to hear what went wrong. Mr. Smith, in 2017, Jay Cutler wanted to retire because of a concussion. His wife made him go back to play so he can get $10 million sign bonus. Well, I got to get that back. That's pure evil. Now, he decided to do it. He played the game, man. But I hear you. John said, definitely. We love you, John. Norma, I've been divorced and I feel joy. That's a great comment. That'll give John hope and so today hope. I do feel that you feel joy again and that you're going to live a better life. You're always going to be scarred. But John, I'm going to see you down in Stuart, Florida. Look, you could still honor your ex-husband or ex-wife and go on with your life. There's certain moments in your life where you do a reset. And what you're going to realize is you don't need as much things as you thought, whether it's materialism or relationships. The first thing you need in life is love of yourself, not in a selfish way, in a healthy way, boundaries with other people, and discovering your passions and your interest. There was a horror movie created, it's called The Notebook. The Notebook is a romantic movie, it's a horror movie, where this girl was set up to marry this guy that was a rich, like, nice, successful guy. She decided to marry, like, the construction worker dummy guy. But when she was married to the rich guy, she stopped painting. She stopped doing her personal passion. And, the story ends where basically they both die in a nursing home, and she doesn't even remember her loving husband. It's very sad. But what I remember from some of that movie is I remember it was a red flag to her that she stopped painting when she was with the wrong person. What does that mean? That means when you're in a relationship and you neglect your personal passions and your personal interests, you will lose yourself. When you lose yourself, you will wake up 10 years later, get a divorce, and someone will ask, why did you get a divorce? And you will say, because I lost myself. That's powerful. Mr. Smith, damn, messed up. So, in the end, it was age difference. I did some MILFs. 11 years, yeah. I think anything over 10 to 15 years, too much age difference. But it's good to have sex a little bit. And we both had different priorities. That's a big difference. Of what we want in life. That's true. John, love you, brother. I love you too, man. You take care. We love you, John. Mr. Smith, the moment you say I do, that's the same exact moment the relationship starts to die. Maybe true. Why? Oh, excuse me. Because every birth comes from death. Every beginning comes with an end. Oh, damn, that's depressing as hell. We love you, brother. Vanessa. And if they kicked you out during the virus like mine did, oh, that's a disaster. Slammed the door and bolted from him. And bolted it behind him. Oh, yeah. I did a whole sermon about why does a house have doors? Because you need your own space. And someone who has psychological issues that they don't know how to take no for an answer, the best thing you can do is get them out of your life, change your number, and go to a different state, because it's not healthy. I'm sorry you had to go through that, Vanessa. You did the right decision. Every time you break up with someone and they're spiteful or stalking, you get a confirmation that you made the right decision. If you break up with someone and they're spiteful, it's proof that you made the right decision. Spite is a characteristic of a person that is unhealthy and toxic. Never be friends with a spiteful person. They're a destruction. Very powerful. Let's continue. Josh, Mr. Smith. Yeah, that's poetic. Yeah, that was like dark poetry. Norma, I went through that with my dog also, Sam. I'm sorry. Blessings to you. Blessings to you also. I know how bad it hurts. It was devastating. I couldn't really talk about it for a couple of years. Josh, Vanessa, your boyfriend kicked you out? Ryan, I have a 19-year-old cat, and I too am having a difficult time making that decision. Love to you, Ryan. That's one of the hardest. That's why I'll never have another dog or another pet. For me too, I look at like my dog that I had, she was a girl, like my wife. To me, you get married once. If it doesn't work out, I wouldn't get married again. Like, I don't know how I could ever have another dog. And like I told my dog, like, you're my only dog. You're my only one. I don't know how you can get married, tell someone like you're my only one, and then get married again. Now, if you want to date again, if you want to, like, go to like a zoo and pet an animal, but I can never, I don't know. In my opinion, I wouldn't do it again. Norma, Mrs. Smith, you dodged the bullet. The Lord spared you. So glad you found out before the wedding. Amen, says the choir. Vanessa, yeah, I was staying in my car and he begged me to move in. Supposed to get our own place in October. The Lord spared you. Then he started verbally abusing me. Get out of that. Kicked me out twice, actually. He always sorry later. Change your number, Vanessa. Jelly Jams just broke up with a guy, but I told her, like I tell you, if you don't change your number, he'll suck you back in during an emotional weak period. You're going to have times in the future where you're emotionally weak. We all do. I have times when I'm emotionally weak. The last thing you need is your phone number to be the same for there to be a line of communication that's possible. Change your number and never look back. If you don't change your number, months from now, it will come to bite you in the cooch. So change your number. Soleil, I love being married, but wouldn't do it again. I can understand that. Mr. Smith, Vanessa, what? He kicked you out during a lockdown? Does he not like unlimited sex? Guys, sex is only 5% of a relationship. So, yeah, it's, it's not a lot. 95% of a relationship is other stuff. Josh, Nomad, I thought it was a spit in the face. Oh, yeah. When Nikki Bella started dating someone, yeah, I agree. And got pregnant right after the breakup of Cena, I agree. She didn't even take the time to heal and grow. I agree, but John Cena knew what he was getting into. He knew that's why he had Nikki Bella sign paperwork that she didn't own shit when they lived together. So that was an unhealthy relationship from the beginning. But John Cena was just like Mr. Smith. The only reason he dated Nikki Bella because she was hot. If Nikki Bella was some fat snaggletooth chick, he wouldn't have dated Nikki. So, it takes two to tango. Ty, we have been programmed to think lawless is automatically a bad thing. Well, I haven't, because I've been in lawless environments, and it's a bad thing. I can understand that sometimes we go over the edge, but look, bottom line is what law is oppressing you? Most people can't say that. Most people romanticize about anarchy. They masturbate to their gun. They masturbate to when society goes crazy. They want to be free, and they want the government to blame because they're unhappy. But there's nothing stopping you from changing your life. There's no law stopping you from changing your life. There may be a law that will make you accountable for your bad decision, but I am not for abolishing laws and regulations. Now, if we need to amend and reform some, I'm for that. But I am not for a lawless society. Vanessa Smith, he's a psycho. What you knew, he's a psycho from the beginning. He has rage fits, but he's probably tall with a nice ass. Vanessa, is he tall with a nice ass? He probably is. Blames it on his parents dying. That's no excuse. Everything has to be his way or he gets crazy. That's not good. He probably has OCD too. Then he wants to say we weren't meant to be and manipulate me back. Yeah, change your number. Change your number. Josh. Vanessa, that's so sad. Sorry to hear this. Did you see any red flags? I guarantee you she did. But he was tall with a nice ass. And then Vanessa goes, I did a little bit, but he promised me all the things I wanted from a relationship. He didn't really get off the chain until I moved in. Oh, that's a disaster. And was in my car. I think he figured out he had the upper hand. Yeah, that's true. It's a power. Yeah, once someone knows they got the upper hand, they take advantage of you. That's true. That's why I don't like to be on the hook to anyone. Josh, Vanessa, I'm glad you got out. Only a psycho would kick someone out in the middle of quarantine. Consider it a blessing in disguise. Because to be honest with you, it's better to get kicked out than have to live with someone that you don't like. That's true. Norma, totally off topic, but do you have any control over the ads on your channel? No. Or is that strictly shown to me based on an algorithm? Strictly shown to you based on an algorithm in your search history. Norma, yeah, good question. Jelly Jams, I love you. I'm your virtual man. I love it. I love it too. Thank you. Vanessa, Josh, true, after I bought supplies and groceries too. I wasn't allowed to have any guy friends. That's why he kicked me out. I was talking to a friend on Facebook. I wouldn't apologize. Oh, what a disaster. Josh, Norma, if you don't mind me asking, what went wrong with your marriage? Vanessa, and that guy friend lives like 8 hours away at least. We've been friends since high school. I didn't do anything wrong. So I wouldn't apologize. My boyfriend watched everything I did. Oh, I could feel like how unhealthy that thing was getting, man. Love to you, Vanessa. I'm glad you're out for both of your sakes. Josh, Vanessa, insecure men are the worst. Yeah, but emotions make you go crazy, man. Oh, it's wild. Mr. Smith, The Notebook was a horror movie. I agree with that. Please put that on t-shirt. We're going to do that. Josh, laughing at The Notebook, that was a disaster. Vanessa says, he opened the front door and told me to leave. Then he was saying things to me and yelling at me and recording my reactions. Oh my God. Once you start recording one another and taking screenshots, what a disaster. And then she goes, I said, record me all you want, psycho. Oh my God. That's crazy. Vanessa, you can never go back, man. Both of you are toxic together. It's like an episode of Jersey Shore with Sammy and Ronnie. Norma, Josh, we really young and stupid. That makes sense. I think there's a statistic that if you get married before the age of 25, you're like 75% chance of divorce. Because if you get married no matter what age, it's a 50% chance of divorce. But if you get married before 25, I think it's like a 75% chance. Josh, got it, Norma. I've been there. Isaac, hey guys, what's up, brother? Mr. Smith, my uncle is on his 5th marriage. Damn, he's addicted to suffering. Yeah, that's true. Some people addicted to crack, man. Some people addicted to marriage. Isaac, single and proud. I'm not mad at that. Repeat, Sammy. It's like you preached a couple of years ago to people going in different directions, cannot walk together. Yeah, that's from the book of, starts with an A in the Bible, Old Testament. What's the, Amo 2:2, something like that? Yeah, you can't, make you think and your marriage stronger or end. I'm sorry. He goes, yeah, 2 people can't walk in the same direction. That's a biblical quote I forgot the Bible chapter and verse, but it was like something with an A, Alma 2:2. Make you think and make your marriage stronger or end it. I totally agree, repeat. Vanessa, the sex was great, by the way. I know it was. He's told a nice ass. Everything was a total disaster. Yeah, other than the sex, I understand that. There was an episode of Seinfeld where he was dating some girl who was like a goody two-shoes. And he said, you know what? I can't have sex with her because I don't hate her. And he was saying like a lot of the good sex you have is because you really despise the other person. Like, you think about like, you really wouldn't romanticize about a Mother Teresa type woman because she wasn't nasty. That's why women a lot of times are attracted to the rebel because they know he ain't shit, but they want. And same thing with a guy. Like, do you really want to date? Like, you kind of like want to date some nasty. Bottom line is, guys, sex is a small part of a relationship. And you will only date the type of person that you qualify. The confidence you have in yourself will be reflected in the person you're in a relationship with. And when you're truly confident in yourself, it's not just about a good-looking person. It's about a good character. However, there's something to be said about this, the magnetic negative energy sex. Okay. And it's good for a moment, but it's a lifetime of suffering. And it can really get violent or nasty or emotionally abusive. But it takes 2 to tango. I got to keep it real. Just like I told Mr. Smith, he wouldn't have dated that girl if she was some fat chick with a snaggletooth. And I guarantee you, Vanessa wouldn't have been dating this abusive guy if he was short with a 2-inch penis and he was a nerd. So it takes 2 to tango, guys. Never forget. Right? That Mr. Super Chat? Oh, Tomasco, I'm sorry I missed it. Because my computer went dead. Married back in the 80s, but it ended well. Well, hey, I appreciate you sharing the ad balance. Tomasco, shout out to you. If you move to Puerto Rico, you know you're getting married because there's some hot chicks there. Tomasco, thank you, brother, and thank you, Mr. Smith. I'm sorry I was late on that super chat, Tomasco. My laptop died, so I'm doing this off my phone now. God bless you, brother. Thank you, Tomasco. If Vanessa got me thinking about sex, I got all worked up. Ryan, get that prenup. Don't even get married. That's what I'll tell you. Vanessa, he's not the best looking guy. That's interesting. But he's in good shape. Got a nice ass. Works out, makes good money. That ain't bad. He's 15 years older. See, women like older guys. I can do better by myself. I agree with that. Good job, Vanessa. Peppa Pig. She goes, oh, you were married once. Never again. I agree with that. I love my freedom. Praise the Lord, says the choir. Don't have to deal with the drama. Amen, says the choir. I have a dog. That's a good companion. And he welcomes me when I get home. Yeah, that's a good comment. When I got a dog, it helped me at that point get away from the need of having a relationship. So that's true. Bland, what's the worst thing a troll has ever said and did ever make you want to give up? In the beginning, it was tough. Now, I mean, I've got death threats, basically. So that's probably the worst. I mean, they say all type of crazy shit. But for me, I mean, I have the type of personality where I don't give up. You know, so it's like the worst someone, like for the first year, I wasn't monetized. So when I was getting trolls, I was like, well, now you think I'm going to stop? Even though I ain't getting paid for it, I'm going to keep uploading the video every day in your face, okay? So, I can't say but I've always been like that, right? Like, I've worked jobs where I had a manager in my younger years that was, like, basically abusive, okay? But I would show up every fucking day, and I was like, you ain't going to make me quit. So, for me, I only quit if it's time for me to quit. You know what I mean? So... But that, again, I'm just talking about my mentality. And that's why I tell you guys, if you have a YouTube channel, you got to be your mentality towards life. That was my mentality towards life even before YouTube would work. But YouTube is not the same as work because YouTube, especially in the beginning, you ain't getting no money. So why a lot of people quit is because there's no guarantee you're ever going to get paid for YouTube. And even when you get paid, even now with me, I'm still getting paid minimum wage. So you ask yourself, how much do you want to put up with for no money or for very little money? And that's a personal decision. So that will make you want to give up because if you keep uploading videos every day, Blanton, for a year, and after 8 months you look up and you're getting 100 views, which I was getting only 100 views max, and people are talking shit or just leaving nasty comments, and you're going through a breakup with your girlfriend, you got family problems, whatever, and you're like, I don't need fucking YouTube. Fuck YouTube. See, I'm middle-aged. I've already established different things in my life. I got no attachments. So I could treat YouTube like what it is. You know what I mean? And I can let it be. But you're young, you're building your life, you're building your career. You have to understand the expectations of YouTube. YouTube is a side hustle. It's a side chick. You can't try to wife up your side chick. So, now again, once in a while, you may get lucky. You get a video that goes viral. Maybe you could blow up. But I think they say like 90 to 95% of YouTubers don't even get big enough to get monetized. Out of the 5% that do, only 1% really make a money they can live off of. You know, YouTube is just like regular society. There's a 1% of YouTubers that make enough money to live off of, okay? And they have professional editors, they have studios. The other like 90%, they don't make anything. 5% make something, not much to speak of. So you have to just understand what you're getting into. And you have to understand that you're not getting a lot back, especially in the beginning, and you have to deal with a lot. And if you're going to be a new YouTube creator, you have to respond to every comment. You have to engage with your audience. Because engagement is just as important as views. But you may not want to engage, or you should. It's work, it's time, it's effort. Now, some people say, oh, it's no big deal, but they don't do it. They won't do it because they know it's work, okay? Because if it was easy, everyone would do it, but it's not. However, it's not rocket science either. It's somewhere in the middle, and hopefully that kind of insight helped you. Tomasco, $2 super chat. Trolls can be funny, but you have to zap them. That's true. In the beginning, I probably didn't block people soon enough. Now I block people at my own financial demise. Because now I not only block trolls, I block people that I just have a different mindset of. And that has cost me money. It's cost me subscribers. I've blocked people that super chatted me hundreds of dollars. Thank you, Tomasco and Mr. Smith. So you have to ask yourself, like, how you want to run YouTube. So for me, I don't want to hear negative thoughts in my head. And when I read a comment and when I respond to a comment, see, like Ryan said, praise to all viewers on here. I appreciate that. But like, if a viewer, like I've had some viewers, they gave me constant praise, but they just may tell me I voted for Trump and I block them. Or they may just say one comment nasty out of 100 and I block them. I can't explain it, but it's having my own business before YouTube helped me understand what it is. Like a lot of people, they get their own business because they say, I don't want to answer to anyone. But when you have your own business, you're actually answering to more people than ever before. Because every customer has demands. And you're the boss, you have to satisfy them. And if you don't satisfy people, they don't give you their business, their views, their whatever. So YouTube is a unique thing where it's your own business. But if your channel is about yourself, how much of yourself are you willing to sacrifice for a view? You know, some people basically say, look, you can do whatever you want. I'll just block it out mentally. And as long as you're watching me, it's a win for me. I can understand that philosophy, but I can't dig it because for me, my mental health is above anything at this point in my life. Nick, $2 super chat. God bless thy S.I.E. Well, praise thy Lord. And what I can tell you is thank you, Nick. I appreciate that, brother. What I could tell anyone out there in life, and what a big part of my channel is, live below your means so that you can be yourself more. Be cautious on having relationships so that you can be yourself more. Every relationship that ends for the fact that you lost yourself. Being yourself and living on your own terms is a key part of life. Oh, he said, God bless the USA. I appreciate that. Love to you, Nick. And let's take a hydration break, guys. Thank you, guys. I get all worked up. I don't know what I'm reading. Let's go back to live comments. Where are we at? Thank you again, Tomasco. Josh. Vanessa Britney Spears said it the best. I'm addicted to you. Yeah, she got divorced. She shaved her head. She went psycho. She snapped back, but it wasn't easy. But you know that you're toxic. Yep, she got divorced. She did a song about that. She was basically saying how she knows her lover boyfriend was dysfunctional. So was she. Takes two tango. But she was addicted to sex. She was addicted to love. I met a lot of women that are addicted to love. Rihanna had a song about it. She dated Chris Brown. That ended in disaster. Vanessa, it wasn't just sex. He promised me the good life. Marriage, kids, la la la. I'm 30 and I wanted to settle down. It was intoxicating stuff. Well, I appreciate you being honest, Vanessa. But I know I should be alone for a while. Yes. After every relationship, work on yourself and then decide what you want to do. Good job. Norma, I think Corinthians something about being unequally yoked. Yeah, Corinthians said that, but my laptop died or else I get the scripture. But the scripture I quoted was, it said in the Old Testament, I think it was like, I forgot, Alma something, 2:2. How can two people walk together if they're going in different directions? They can't. But the bottom line, same thing. Oh my God, from Saudi Arabia. What's up, brother? The thing is, children will take care of you when you get older. Nah, I disagree with that. Maybe in Saudi Arabia, not in America. In America, you're going to die in a nursing home, bottom line, and your kids aren't going to want to go see you. Now, again, if my grandparents who came here from Italy, if we were still living in Italy, that's true. And that's why a lot of people in Italy got the coronavirus, because they live with their parents. In poorer countries, you live with your parents and your parents live with you. In America and in wealthier countries, you put your parents in a nursing home and vice versa. So your children don't take care of you. And again, that's why poorer countries have more kids. But if you just have children so they can take care of you when you get older, I think that's selfish and a disgrace to the Lord. I think you should only have children if you want them to be their own selves and you die alone. You're going to die alone. So I agree with you, culturally speaking, in different cultures that may take place depending on the environment they live. But not in a modern, wealthier society. It just don't happen like that. And I'm glad it doesn't happen like that because you're not designed to be a caretaker. At least in my opinion, I don't want to be a caretaker, guys. You know, I don't, and I'm going to die alone. I'm going to die in a nursing home or I'm going to die on the side of a beach. I don't have kids. No one's going to take care of me, but I'm not going to bring a kid into this world just so you can take care of me. I don't want to have indentured servants. I don't want to have kids so that their burden in life is to take care of me. That is, to me, a selfish thing, and that's not holy. I think that's a disgrace. I hate that. I hate people that have kids only so that they can have them to take care of them when they're older. I don't know how you can live in this world and think that this world is so great that you should bring other kids. I disagree, man. That's my opinion. I love you, Vanessa. Yes, unequally yoked. That's what I was saying about the devil giving you a monkey and God giving you Adam. Find someone with the same vision, same faith, not someone you have to fix. I hear you, but I dated a couple chicks from the church game, and that's a disaster too, in my opinion. And I know a couple people that got divorced in the church game. So I don't care if you meet them at church or in a strip club. Now, I think you got a higher likelihood of staying together if you meet them in the church. But the bottom line, guys, is there's a reason even in the Bible, Paul told you stay single. Jesus told you stay single. But Jesus also said a lot of people can't handle that. And so, but teach your own. Norma, I wouldn't count on that. I agree with that. Repeat. Sammy, tells to the trolls, go kick rocks. I do. And they come back with fake accounts, and it's part of the game. No, I accept it. I don't blame them. It's part of the game. Thank you. Repeat. Isis, shout out to Baltimore. What's up, Sam? Miserable weather today. I know, brother. In Baltimore. I ain't far from you. What do you miss more, Planet Fitness or Starbucks? Planet Fitness. Have a good night. I miss the gym, working out, and the ability to take a shower anytime I want. Starbucks, not so much, man. Thank you, brother. Norma, I mean about children care. I just broke that down, Norma. Yeah, I feel the same way. I love my man from Saudi Arabia, but that's how I feel. Ryan, praise to all of us that stay single. And praise to those who want to get married. Just not my thing. Tomasco, yeah, trolls can be funny, but you have to zap them. I agree with that. Just like a bad relationship, cut them out. Ryan, praise to all the viewers on here. Carol, what's up, Sam? Thanks, Ryan. Love you, Carol. Blame. Nomad, I'm going to make a video about how you inspired me tonight. Well, thank you. Be on the lookout. I will, brother. God bless you. Nicole, thanks, Ryan Lane. Nicole, Nick, thank you again, brother. He said, God bless. He said, you. I said, okay, I appreciate that. Love to you, Nick. Vanessa, yeah, he said, God bless you. I say, thank you, because I didn't know what that meant. Mr. Smith. Vanessa, is on some BS, because if a 400-pound man offered marriage, well, Mr. Smith, he's overweight, a house and 3 kids, she would ignore him. Yeah, but same thing. Well, you like big chicks. But I would say the same thing. Like, if you don't like big chicks, if a 400-pound ugly chick wanted to, like, would you be with her? But I think you like big chicks. You would ignore him. It wasn't about the promises. It was about the sex and his looks. Look, guys, we're attracted to who we're attracted to. I don't think any of us want to, like, get married to an ugly psychopath. Nick, so true. Nick, only have children if you can support them. Yep. And then if you can let them be free birds and never take care of you. I agree with that. Nick, people disrespect their children if they have them without the capacity to support them. I agree with that. Nick, childs deserve parents that can take care of them. I agree with that. Scott, Sam, thank you for your channel. During this lockdown, thank you for watching. Do you think you could ever change your mind and get in a relationship even with a hot MILF? Well, if you define a relationship as like just being cool and taking and masturbating to her at night with a girl on free porn that looks similar to her, yes. But if you're talking about like going out on a date and going over to her house, and probably not. I definitely don't want. Nah. I think I want to be, because I tried when I got into my 30s. I tried to have like what they call companionship. Not just friends with benefits, but companionship. It ends in a disaster because you can only get so entangled before you have to get disentangled, and it's a non-win, man. So I like to talk. If I meet a chick in a park, or if we'll talk. We'll be cool. I would probably never exchange phone numbers with another girl another day in my life. For me, I'd rather you watch my YouTube channel and comment than have my phone number. Your phone number is your most precious piece of data. If a boy or a girl has your phone number and you know they're toxic, you're going to destroy your life. Your phone number is so crucial to your peace. If you have anyone right now in your contact list or that can get in touch with you via your phone and they are not good for your mental health, you're going to destroy your life. I ain't going to do that. I don't need to text somebody. Now, I may need to take a screenshot of some hot chick on Instagram and masturbate to a similar girl on Pornhub, but nah. But that's a good question. That's how I feel. Thank you, Scott. Josh. Vanessa, definitely. Finding someone who is on the same path as you is key. Even that don't work, man. I've met equally yoked people. And what I can tell you, it's still a lot of work. Nah, I don't want that. But I respect everyone. Vanessa. Actually, a very honest person. He's not the best looking. Like I said, it's not about looks to me. I said he was in shape. I always tell you guys, if you want to get your balls licked, you better have good hygiene. I'm telling you right now, guys, the number one attribute to getting some is good hygiene. Don't talk too much. And listen, do I want to do that? Look, yeah, I'll take a shower, but I don't want to be anyone's pet. I don't want to do that. I said he was in shape. Obviously, I want someone to take care of themselves. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that, Vanessa. It's not all about sex and looks. Yeah, as a woman gets older, guys, her sex drive goes down. If you ask a 40-year-old, well, it depends on her sex drive. But if you ask an older girl, would she rather have good dick or good chocolate and cheese? Most older women want chocolate and cheese. Good dick may be a plus, but it also may be a burden because, they don't want to be bothered. Because, too, they don't. If they don't feel good about themselves, they don't want you on top of them. I wouldn't have been single for years before him. And don't forget, Vanessa's only 30. If that were the case. Thanks, sweetheart. Mr. Smith, Vanessa? Yeah, see, they're feeling each other. Like Vanessa, Mr. Smith, he's looking at Vanessa like, I get with you. Guys, it gets dangerous. Google. Oh, love to Australia. Shout out to Australian emoji. It's late in Australia, Google user. Love to you, man. Vanessa. Most people do date people they're attracted to. I agree with that. I'm sorry. I repent. I don't repent. I wouldn't date some ugly psychopath. Bad girl. I only date toads from now on. I wouldn't date anyone else, I'll tell you. Carol. Vanessa, she's laughing. Mr. Smith, I don't date women under 200 pounds. Hey, man, you're going to come up to Jersey, man. Come to New Jersey, man. There's a lot of big chicks that float around, man. Dunkin' Donuts, man. Right? Promises only set things up for disaster. I agree with that. My man from Saudi Arabia. That is not what I meant. I love you, brother. I'm just speaking my truth, man. But you got to do you, man. Like I tell everyone on this channel, men, women, or robots, I'm just expressing my views. I'm passionate. I'm boisterous. But if you guys have a different way you want to live life, I'm not mad at you. I'm just doing me. Tomasco, went to strip clubs as a young man. I dated a couple strippers. But man, never tipped. Oh, you tipped me again. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't even see that, man. I'm all over the place, man. I don't got my laptop. I tipped, man. I appreciate you tipping me. I'm an old stripper trying to do the best I can. I appreciate you, Tomasco. Yeah, I dated a couple strippers. Good women. To me, I dated a couple strippers. I dated a couple chicks that I knew that was in the church game. It both ends in a disaster. And they're both a good experience. I don't really have anything bad to say about a stripper. I don't have anything necessarily bad to say about a church girl. For me, it's just life, man. Life is, humans are humans, man. I dated all type of different girls from different backgrounds. Some with good family history, some with bad, people from all different parts of the world. And bottom line is, well, everyone's human. So to me, humans just need their own space. That's kind of what I learned. Now, some humans need more space than others. Me, I need a lot of space, man. A lot, okay? And I don't like to be bothered, man. I like virtual life, but I don't like, you know what I mean, on top of me. Mr. Smith, Vanessa, if you prioritize physical attractiveness, you're begging for trouble. Character, everything. Mr. Smith, man, don't try to play therapist, man. Just let Vanessa do her, man. You do you. Because what I can tell you, man, is when you start to like trying to analyze people, it ends in a disaster. Isaac, I had to change my phone number. Good job, brother. He's right. Isaac, man, 100 emoji to you. You got it. Tom, I know a nice girl for you. Yeah, here we go. She lives in, I met a couple girls from California. Let's stay positive. Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. I love all my girls out there. I'll flirt with you, but I don't want to date you. Vanessa, sorry, not sorry. Have to be physically attracted. I'm not mad at that. To someone that is one of the qualities. That makes sense to me. I'll look for, especially initially, he has to smell good. You got to have good balls. Smelly, good. Take care. Healthy, too. Got to have butterflies. Yeah, but butterflies turn into caterpillars. That's what I learned. Josh, Mr. Smith likes him some big chicks. I'm not mad at him. I'll tell you, Mr. Smith, come up to New Jersey. I got a lot of big chicks I'll give you. Aaron, I love hearing you. Well, thank you. Shout out to South Jersey. Aaron knows. Aaron knows a lot of big chicks out of South Jersey, man. Love to you. Forgive me for saying the name wrong. Endon. Blanton. Vanessa, 100% agree. Endon, I agree with Vanessa. My man from Saudi Arabia. I wish you come and visit us here in Saudi. Really, you are so welcome. I appreciate the love, man. Thank you. I probably don't want to leave the USA. I don't even want to leave Florida. Bro, I don't even want to be in New Jersey, man. I damn sure don't want to be in Saudi Arabia. I ain't going to lie to you, man. So Saudi Arabia ain't got no ocean, man. I don't even want to be in New Jersey, man. I got to get down to Florida, but I appreciate that, brother. I love you, but I don't want to pander to you. So I appreciate that welcoming offer. But I tell you right now, man, I'm getting back down to Florida as soon as I can. I love you, man. Carol. I also agree with Vanessa. Josh, it's hard for nomads to smell extra fresh right now. Oh, yeah, your ball's smelling a little bit nasty. That's true, yeah. Marcy, looks like rain. Yeah, it's a little bit rainy. I want to get back down to Florida, man. Take care of yourself. Thank you, Marcy. Mr. Smith, if you prick a partner based on biological butterflies, you deserve everything you get. Oh, guys, don't turn me into Judge Judy. I don't want to become Judge. A couple people, guys, I'm not getting involved in your arguments, guys. Don't put that on me, guys. If you guys want to argue, you got to go to a different channel. This is only about love and positivity. You know, my man from Saudi Arabia, he laughing. Blame. What part of Florida should I go to if I'm taking a vacation 1 week? Well, if you try to get a hot Latino milk, you go southeast Florida. Anywhere from Palm Beach County down to Dade County. But right now, I wouldn't recommend you go down there because everything's still shut down because that's high infected area. But for me, there's no better parts of Florida than southeast Florida. That's my opinion. Ended. I'm from South Jersey. I get you. I want to go out. I hear that. I have family in Florida as well. I hear that. Love to you, Endon. Thank you. Mr. Smith, Saudi women wear too much clothing. Hey guys, look, I don't care if you're butt naked or wear too much clothing. All I tell you is I masturbated to some Saudi Arabian women on porn. I masturbated to some, all type of women. But what I tell you is to me, I don't care because I don't want to date anyone. And then I'm fat laughing. I'm not mad at you. I'm 115. Well, you may have an eating disorder. Hey guys, I dated a couple chicks with eating disorder. They were skinny. Now, she says she's fat, but really in her mind, like if she gained 5 pounds, she thinks she's fat. Now, bottom line is, it's a lot of maintenance, man. So a skinny girl, she's very particular. Overweight girl, I don't know. For me, everyone gets old and ugly. Now, you say inspirational nomad. That's not true. You're looking sexy. I appreciate that. But what I tell you guys is, for me, I don't care if you're butt ugly or hot. Why? Because I don't want to date anyone. But I like to think that you're hot and that you like me. Thank you. Juliano, speaking of smelling fresh, how many shower emojis, are nomads having per week at $12 per shower? I'm doing one per week. I'm doing one per week in New Jersey. If I was in Florida, I would have to do one every other day because it's too hot. So you're in Australia, so it's hot. So I would have to do at least one every other day with a lot of baby wipes in between. So I think a big part of that plays a part as far as your temperature, because that plays a part in it. Josh, we need Judge Nomad. Nah, guys, they don't pay me like Judge Judy. I ain't getting involved in that shit, man. I've been down that road. Nicole's laughing. Blanton, What are your thoughts on Tampa Bay area? Nah, man, I can't do Tampa, man. Not good. Not good. I don't like Tampa, man. Tampa's not popping, man. Tampa's not the Caribbean, man. I gotta be Southeast Florida. Tampa, not popping. Not for me. Nope. If you want to see Tom Brady play with the Buccaneers, go to Tampa. And if you want to see Living La Vida Loca, you gotta go Southeast Florida, man. Tampa, no good. Tampa's like North Carolina with hot weather, man. Blaine, you know damn well North Carolina ain't popping, man. You want to go to North Carolina down south, you go to Tampa Bay, man. I want you to experience, man, Southeast Florida, man. Magical. All right, good job. Vanessa, Tampa Bay is nice. Clearwater, beach has a sunset, not for me. Lots of entertainment, nah, not for me. Guys, the Gulf of Mexico is like backwash from a toilet bowl. Okay. The Atlantic Ocean has energy. And what does Marin call it? Like, it's got those ions, those negative ions, because it's the Atlantic Ocean. The Gulf of Mexico is like a toilet bowl, man. Nah, hell no, man. I can't fuck with the Gulf of Mexico. Isaac. Oh my God. Ocala, Florida. No, hell. Guys, yeah, if you want to go ride horses, go to Ocala, Florida. Guys, ain't nothing popping in Ocala, Florida. Good job, Isaac. Blanton. Mr. Smith, you doing the same thing, but you just on a different side of the coin. Yeah, look at Blanton. See, Blanton's young. He's trying to play Judge Judy. Blanton, see, I've lived that life. Don't even try to play Judge Judy. Just don't get involved. Big 6R track. Yeah, you trying to play both sides of the coin. Yeah, Blanton, don't even get involved, man. Mr. Smith, same. Yeah, I'm going to do that tonight. X and X, I'm going to do that. Look up. Yeah, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look up all that. Good job, Mr. Smith. Norma. Juliana, $2 $12 showers per week. That makes sense. My man from Saudi Arabia. Like other women all over the world, Smith, it depends. Vanessa, depends on how tall she is. Bland, Vanessa, thank you for the advice. And I love your smile. I appreciate that. And it's true. You got to be humble. Not everything is looks. I hear that. Bland, thank you. Bland, low-key, North Carolina ain't popping. Damn right. I'll go to Southeast for you. Damn right. And I see you. I'll say hi. Don't do that. Yeah, from far away. I appreciate that. Guys, I like to be by myself, man. I appreciate that, though. My man from Saudi Arabia. Freedom of choice. I agree with that. Yeah, Vanessa, head blow emoji. I agree with that. Mr. Smith, Blanton. Just because I sleep with women based on looks doesn't mean that's how I pick women for relationships. Look at this craziness. When it comes to relationships, I don't pick a partner based on looks. All right, guys, let's end this before this turns into Judge Judy. I love everyone. I don't care if you live in Saudi Arabia, Australia, or South Jersey. What I can tell you is this, guys. I like to be alone, okay? And I want everyone to live a great life. Live whatever type of life you like. But your emotional health depends on how well you do with being alone. Because even when you're in a relationship, you have to learn to be alone. Some of the most unhealthy relationships, you will feel the most alone. So you think about that. And if that didn't solve the questions in your mind, I want you to Instagram Blanton. Okay? Because Blanton is playing therapist over there. Blanton, you should start a YouTube channel called Dr. Blanton, like Dr. Phil. Blanton, it'll totally destroy your life. I love you, Blanton. I'll watch your video tonight. All right, guys, I love everyone. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Thank you, Tomasco. And thank you, who's my other man? Nick. Thank you, Nick, for the super chat. I appreciate that. I appreciate if you guys click that thumbs up before you leave and you go get into a crazy relationship. Catch you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll go live every night on this channel. Peace and love.